Welcome to the deep dive. So you've invested millions, maybe even billions, into your HFC networks over the decades.
A huge investment.
And now the big question is modernization. How do you evolve that really valuable infrastructure toward fiber optics without, just tearing it all down?
That is the core challenge, and that's where we're focusing today, on controlled, intelligent evolution.
So we're talking about zone edge.
Exactly. You can think of it as a strategic guardian for that technological heritage. This isn't about replacing, it's about protecting that massive investment you've already made.
And making sure it can integrate new tech.
Right, so you can gracefully bring in high-performance fiber optics exactly where and when you need them.
Okay, let's start with design. Because HFC design, traditionally, it was a chaos of manual calculations.
Oh, absolutely. A nightmare.
You're talking RF levels, cable lengths, splitter losses. It was just so vulnerable to human error.
And that error translates directly to costly failures out in the field.
So how does this change things?
Well, the power here is that the system basically becomes your architect-in-chief. It automates those error points right out of existence.
How does it do that?
The software, it natively understands HFC topology. So it's doing RF signal calculations in real time.
So it sees problems immediately.
Instantly. If a segment is too long or needs different gear, the system flags it right there. It prevents you from installing a network segment that's just destined to fail.
But let's be blunt for a second. AC power is like the silent killer of HFC uptime.
It really is.
The math for powering amplifiers through the coaxials is so tricky, and if you get it wrong,
you guarantee field failures. It's that simple. This is a critical point. ZonEdge automates all those complex AC calculations: consumption, current, resistance, all of it.
So it's not an estimate.
No, it models the power requirements dynamically. It tells you exactly where to put your power supplies and what capacity they need. You're eliminating calculation errors, which is the single biggest step toward real network reliability.
Okay, so the math problems are solved. But the next headache is when you actually have to overlay fiber. These physical assets, poles, conduits, they have limits.
Finite capacity.
Right. How do you manage that so your new fiber deployment doesn't collide with the existing network?
That's the reality of modernization, isn't it? Coexistence.
Mm-hmm.
So ZonEdge precisely models how the new fiber uses that existing infrastructure. You can actually visualize the occupancy rate of every single pole, every strand.
So you see exactly where you have space.
Exactly. You see where you can add that new fiber optic cable?
Mm-hmm.
It's vital for planning. It gives you a single clear map of which homes are on the old network and which are on the new fiber.
All right, let's talk long-term. Asset protection. I feel like documentation is so often underestimated.
Hugely. Undocumented assets, especially underground, are a massive financial risk.
Especially after, say, a big storm.
And it's a perfect example. This is where you protect the value of your physical assets. For aerial, ZonEdge documents every pole, every anchor, every strand.
Down to the installation date.
Installation dates, condition, attachments. So when a storm hits, that inventory lets you plan a rapid, prioritized intervention. It just cuts recovery time down significantly.
And the underground plant is usually that black box that leads to so much expensive, unnecessary digging.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the strategic value here is turning what was a risk into a planned deployment. It documents the pits, the chambers, the conduits, showing the cable paths, and crucially, the remaining capacity.
So you can see if a conduit is half empty.
You see usable half-empty conduits. We stop the unnecessary digging because you can maximize the use of assets you've already paid for. Capital deployment stops being guesswork. It becomes hyper-efficient.
So to wrap this up, what does this all mean for you listening? ZonEdge provides the complete documented history and current state of your network. It ensures longevity and that controlled, intelligent evolution we talked about.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, managing your infrastructure with this level of precision, it protects the value of decades of investment. It turns your HFC network into an asset that fuels your fiber future rather than hindering it.
Start designing, operating, and innovating your fiber optic network today.